Hello and welcome to WPI's daily briefing from the Press Centre. It's the 8th of July today. I'm Debonitas. I have with me here today the leader of the WPI, Hamid Taqvaee. Welcome, Hamid.
Thank you.
Yesterday, President Ahmadinejad has given a televised speech in Iran, and he talked about the most free election ever in the world, I think he meant.
Yeah.
And he said there is not one shred of evidence that the people who claimed there was something wrong with the election could have provided. So he said it is sort of proven that there wasn't any rigging of the election. He also said that the new government would look at things like there would be significant changes to employment, housing, on culture, which some analysts say means more about the morality police, and he would focus on the youth, so listen to the youth. These are of course all things that he has to address now in one way or another. He also talked about that social freedom is a principle in Iran, and he said we have freedom in our country and need to expand it, although I'm against extremism, he said.
Yeah.
Hamid.
Actually mentioning those sort of things like my program for youth, for economical programs, or some claims about even foreign policies, all the world. He has those sort of claims that we are going to lead the world somehow. Especially now, it's just a joke for everybody, because we know that everybody knows that that regime has got a problem much more important and immediate than those sort of things. That's the question of survival.
Yeah,
They have to survive. So that sort of speech just means that just is gesture saying, okay, everything is under control. We are okay now. I'm talking about my policies and those sort of things. But people laugh at him, the way that they reacted to the speech last night. Most of people saying through our TV the day before, and with the SMS and any other sort of communication, that at the time that is going to have that speech on TV, broadcast that, we go to the rooftop with the slogan, "Death to Dictator," and that sort of thing. And many people actually did that. The other trick was that please use all your electrical appliances at the same time in order to shut down the power.
yeah.
And in some neighborhoods in Tehran that happened actually. So that's the way people react to those sort of garbage. And especially that part that the election was okay, the freest election in the world, is just the opposite of what really happened, and everybody knows that. So it's like any dictator that they think that the bigger the lie, easier to believe, as they say. That's the trick that they are doing now, and it's just make people, I think, more angry at them, and even would be a subject of many jokes, I'm sure, for the days ahead of us. So many different jokes that through the SMS people shared those jokes about that speech last night. So, I mean, the content of what he's saying doesn't matter at all. As I said, he knows, everybody knows that's some sort of propaganda, some gesture of we are in control of everything, which is quite the opposite.
Yes. There is also a bit of a special circumstance going on in Tehran at the moment. Public buildings have been closed and universities have been closed and are going to be closed for the Thursday and Friday due to the weather, as has been claimed. Yes. Whereas then other people say, well, there are cities far worse affected and the public buildings, for example, are still open.
Yes.
Something very special is happening tomorrow, isn't
it? They did that before. I mean, when we go through, when they expect or they forecast that, okay, something's going to happen, some sort of strike or demonstration or some sort of unrest, as they say, the one trick is just make that day a holiday for everybody. They did that last year.
So it's a public holiday?
Yeah, not all of a sudden because of the weather. I think everybody again knows what the reason is. They were afraid of a strike. They were afraid of the demonstration because tomorrow is the 10th memorial of an uprising that we had in the university in Tehran 10 years ago. They knew that that thing is coming. So all of a sudden the weather is not good, everybody, and they hope that because of the hot summer in Iran, most of people will go away, maybe to the beaches and that sort of thing. That's what they hope. So, and everybody knows that. People know that government well enough, knowing what that thing means. Yeah, that's another trick. Just make a public holiday and hoping that everybody relaxes and doesn't do much and that sort of.
So many protests have been announced in various places for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And one UK newspaper actually said that that the Mousavi supporters have organized all of these protests.
They did as well, but they are not only them. So many different parties, including ours, called for demonstration tomorrow abroad and in Iran. And many people in Iran under different names, under different not parties, because in Iran you cannot say publicly that I belong to this party or that party, but they don't never mention that it is because of Mousavi call. They just contacted our TV today, many of them in different cities. 3 days ago we had a long list of locations and dates, times for the demonstration published by we don't know who, but apparently not Mousavi because it had no signature. Yeah. But they said, okay, please from your TV just let everybody know that in every city that's our demonstration at that time. So that's the way that that society reacts and get organized. And Mousavi is one part of it. But the funny thing is that when that thing happened 10 years ago, Mousavi was totally with the government against the people that had that movement 10 years ago. And not only nobody protested, nothing from those guys, but they were actually supporting that oppression that they did. That they attacked students in the university and killed many people, and all of them either were either silent or very active against students. So that's another reason that now they are just calling for a demonstration. People know that, okay, 10 years ago, all of you were against us. Now you have your own problems. It's not our problem. Our problem is having some demonstration against all of you. That's the content of the thing that we have ahead of us tomorrow.
Okay, Hamid Taqvaee, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This was the 8th of July daily briefing from the WPI Press Centre. Until tomorrow, goodbye.